The human delegation consisted of 3 individuals: Dr. Elena Carter, a renowned linguist and cultural anthropologist; Mark Liu, a theoretical physicist with a reputation for unconventional thinking; and Captain James Walker, a retired military strategist known for his ability to think on his feet. They were chosen not only for their expertise but for their adaptability, a trait humanity had long considered essential for survival. As they disembarked from their ship, the trio was escorted into the heart of the station, where the arena for the game of Accord awaited. It was an immense, circular chamber with a ceiling that seemed to stretch into infinity, covered in shifting patterns of light and color. Alien delegations filled the surrounding tiers, each species more bizarre and advanced than the last. Some were amorphous beings of pure energy, while others resembled living sculptures of metal and stone. All of them watched the humans with curiosity, amusement, and pity. At the center of the arena floated the Shard of Accord, a crystalline entity that served as both the arbiter and the embodiment of the game. Its surface constantly shifted, displaying an ever-changing array of symbols, equations, and patterns that defied logic. The Zaldar delegation stood on the opposite side of the arena. Their leader, High Diplomat Vrex, exuded confidence as he addressed the assembly. "Humans of Earth," Vrex said, his voice smooth and condescending, "welcome to the game of Accord. It is a test of intellect, strategy, and comprehension. Few have succeeded. Many have failed. We expect you to honor the game with your best efforts, though we understand if you find it beyond your capacity." Dr. Carter smiled politely, but there was a spark of determination in her eyes. "We appreciate the invitation, High Diplomat. We look forward to the challenge." Vrex's lips curled into a faint smirk. "Let the game begin." The shard pulsed, and the first challenge appeared. A complex array of mathematical equations, geometrical constructs, and linguistic puzzles that seemed to fold in on themselves, defying the very laws of logic. The Zaldar delegation moved swiftly, their answers appearing as elegant holographic structures that formed perfect, symmetrical shapes. The audience applauded as the shard acknowledged the Zaldar's response. Then it was humanity's turn. Elena, Mark, and James stared at the incomprehensible display. "This makes no sense," Mark muttered, squinting at the equations. "It's like they're using 10 different systems of logic at once." Elena nodded. "It's not meant to make sense. It's meant to overwhelm us." James crossed his arms. "So what's the plan?" Elena grinned. "We don't play by their rules." Without hesitation, the humans began to respond. But instead of attempting a logical solution, they drew random shapes in the air, added nonsensical symbols, and accompanied their actions with exaggerated hand gestures and gibberish phrases. Mark even added a ridiculous flourish by whistling an off-key tune as he worked. The alien audience watched in stunned silence. Whispers of confusion and disbelief rippled through the arena. Were the humans mocking the game? Or had they simply lost their minds? The shard hesitated, its crystalline surface flickering uncertainly. After a long pause, it declared, "Human response acceptable." Gasps filled the chamber. Vrex's smirk disappeared, replaced by a look of confusion. "Impossible," he muttered. Round after round, the pattern continued. The Zaldar provided flawless answers, each solution more elegant than the last. The humans, meanwhile, responded with increasing absurdity, scribbles, jokes, even a brief dance routine orchestrated by James. Each time, the shard hesitated, then deemed their responses acceptable. The aliens grew restless. What was supposed to be a demonstration of humanity's inferiority was becoming something else entirely. Vrex's confidence began to waver. He conferred with his advisors, frustration evident in his expression. Finally, after yet another round of human absurdity deemed acceptable, Vrex stepped forward, his voice tense. "This is a mockery. The game is sacred. These humans do not understand its purpose." Elena stepped forward to meet his gaze. "You're right. We don't understand it. But maybe that's the point." Vrex frowned. "What are you suggesting?" "Maybe the game isn't about knowing the right answers," Elena said. "Maybe it's about how a species reacts when faced with the incomprehensible. You solve it with precision because you've always believed that's the only way. We solved it by embracing chaos, by adapting to what we couldn't control. Isn't adaptability the true measure of a species' worth?" The arena fell silent. The shard pulsed brightly, its crystalline form vibrating with energy. "Interpretation valid," it announced. "Human adaptability demonstrates unique merit." A wave of astonishment rippled through the alien delegations. For the first time in 1,000 cycles, the Zaldar had been outplayed, not by superior intellect, but by sheer unpredictability. The shard floated toward the human delegation. Earth is hereby granted full membership in the Galactic Accord. Let it be known, adaptability is as valuable as knowledge. As the humans left the arena, victorious, James glanced back at the Zaldar. Next time, he said with a grin, try thinking outside the box. The Zaldar watched in stunned silence as the humans departed, their minds reeling from the realization that in a galaxy of order and logic, it was chaos that had triumphed. And humanity, the unpredictable newcomers from a small blue planet, had proven that sometimes chaos is the greatest strategy of all.